Greetings, one and all. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Sister Friends podcast.
Woo!
I am your co-host, Sam, and I'm joined with Lo and Jam.
Hi.
And today
Hola.
we're going to do a little bit of a follow-up, a ladies' take on our last episode, and talk about trust in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
In our group chat, not everything can be revealed from our group chat, but Loni shared a very interesting story that sparked a valid conversation.
Right.
So to get today's episode kicked off, I'm going to ask Loni to read that story for us. So we can
let me first. I actually stole it from one of our very avid listeners. I stole it from Jonas. Hi, Jonas. Hi, Nadine.
Hi, Jonas. Hi, Nadine.
And it says a couple decides to commit suicide after going through a really hard time in life. So they both decided to jump off a 20-story building to death. When they got to the topmost floor, they both agreed to count 1, 2, 3, jump. On the third count, the woman jumped, but the man stayed. As the man watched the woman fall, he saw the woman pulling out a parachute to land safely. Who betrayed who? I just think she was smart, but...
So what? You don't think he's smart?
I think he's cruel. At least she jumped.
This one's a little tough because one of them was premeditated, right?
Yeah. Be prepared.
One of them definitely planned out to betray the other one. The other one, I mean, the man could have planned as well, but I think it's more likely that he changed his mind at the last minute.
Right.
Either way, I'm feeling like I'm going to say they both betrayed each other.
Yeah, me too. 50-50.
Really?
Because she planned. If they had both jumped, then she would have pulled the parachute. Would she have pulled the parachute, or because she realized he didn't jump, that's why she pulled the parachute?
But she still at least took a risk. At least she jumped. She prepared.
It's not a risk if she had that parachute.
Yeah, but
it's not a real
parachutes,
risk.
Right. They can, you can
it's
still
not
hurt.
A real risk. She planned to live. She planned to live.
She prepared to not die that day.
and Jam has a very good point. Did she plan because she thought he was going to betray her?
Right? Yeah. She's like, I knew. See, that's why. And this all ties back where being vulnerable, right? Where you kind of know that this man, he says things are so hard. Let's end our lives. This is the path that he led her to. Even though they both agreed, typically the woman just agreed with the man, but anywho.
And wait. No. In defense of the brothers, I need to know why you think that he led her down this path.
Because
and it wasn't vice versa. Like she don't have her own damn mind.
Right.
She does. But life is rough, life is hard. And instead of him saying, you know what, I have this, I got you, I got our family. It's like, let's end our lives.
I'm still going to go back to pause, hold up, wait a minute. I don't understand why this blame is coming on him. I don't see that as being, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. I don't think that's fair.
It's his fault. Because remember, we were just taught that the man is in charge, the man leads the family, right? I guess it's not called boosting their ego. They're supposed to be, manayad. Well, the manayad failed the yad, right? Because he decided, let's end our lives because things are just too hard. And she's like,
your life in.
Right? So that's why she's like, all right, I'll go with you. You want to do it, but I have my parachute.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit too much of a stubborn woman to even accept that explanation.
Yeah, she put some thought in it because she's like, all right, he wants to jump. I'm gonna jump, but I'm not gonna die today. And that's why she had her parachute. But I think he betrayed her because he didn't even jump with his parachute.
What if it was a ploy to kill her because he took out the insurance?
See? Right.
So vice versa, Jam. She had a parachute. It could have been vice versa.
And I collect this insurance money.
Uh-huh.
Either way, this relationship is problematic, right? Let's call it for what it is. It's very problematic, and I feel like this brings up such a good point, right? So, what is a healthy level of trust in a relationship? Why do we oftentimes fail? Like, I understand that past experiences, etc., learned habits cause us to not have trust, but at what point do we create that line of trust that is at a healthy stage? And I think that when you don't create a healthy level of trust, that you're always watching over your shoulders, it just produces so much toxicity in a relationship.
Yes.
You know, to have to sit and plan about getting a parachute, I think you need to realize you're at a toxic point in that relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
And that, which leads back to my first point, it was his idea.
I'm going to go past that.
His idea.
Go fast.
There were problems. I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. The foundation was trust. Trust issues.
The foundation, it wasn't there. Yeah. They weren't really in it together, right? They weren't in this life together. They weren't in the struggles together. They weren't in a lot of it together.
Yeah.
But it would be, I mean, I would love to hear a man's take on this and who betrayed who, right?
Right.
Yeah. That would be very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
I still say the man, both betrayed. I'll agree with that part, and I'll put comma, but the man would get 70% of it and the woman 30%. I don't think, Jam said 50-50, you say 50-50. I still give the man more blame because he did not jump at all.
So what are you saying? So because he didn't attempt to kill himself,
exactly. He's straight up reneged. He's straight up like,
wow.
I'm not going to jump.
Suppose he was really, up until that moment, about to jump. I mean, why does he get more blame than the woman who intentionally planned not to die? He may have gone up there full ready to die for what he believed in, for this whole cause. She at all was not on board with his plan. She at all was not going to die. But she jumped.
There's so many layers. So many layers to this scenario.
There's so many layers, yeah.
Did he make an attempt to grab her and say, no, wait, wait? Or did he just let her jump and he just stood back?
He's just like, ooh, look at her go. Ooh.
Or was she showing support for his stupid plan and wanted him all the way to the very end to feel like he was supported by his partner?
Unless she didn't trust him, right? As you said, she didn't. I bet you this fool isn't going to jump with me today. Let me just walk in my little parachute. But you want to be that supportive partner.
Yeah, there's some things you don't support.
Right. Yeah, suicide is like number one on the list.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you pause the recording real quick?
Sam, you're so funny.
Thank you. You love me. All right. So now this brings up for all of us, where, you know, how far do we trust our partners? Do we trust our partners with our life?
Okay. So interesting thing. We just came back from family vacation, and we were talking about the phone calls and the husbands on one side and the sisters on the other side. And the husbands are like, why do you guys have to talk every day nonstop? Like, if I call, oh, I'm talking to Lonnie, or if I'm talking to Darcy, what's going on? And my point was, well, I have to talk to my sister every day. And if you call and I'm talking to my sister, I'll answer you and say, I'm talking to my sister, I'll call you back. So it's don't try to prioritize, because it's like, where am I on the list of calls in the evenings? But it also comes down, who do you trust to come and bail you out of jail? And that's what I use. And my husband straight up said, don't call me. I'm not, why are you in jail? And I'm like, that's
you lie.
Yes. And I was like, see, I knew this. I know that's why I'm gonna call Kyle.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna call Kyle.
From his perspective, what are you doing to end up in jail? You shouldn't be doing anything to end up in jail.
From his perspective. No, you just show up.
That's what he meant.
That's my point.
That's exactly what he meant.
Yeah. My point is, if I'm in jail, I call. The only thing you need to hear is which one. That's it. That's the only question. Should be. But and that comes out. Do you trust your partner to bail you out of jail? That's what I use to, to measure. I know my partner won't.
Say that seems to be like a pretty low level of trust, right there. That's not a low level of trust, but a low metric for me, because I don't know. I wouldn't think twice. You get up and you go bail them out, then you find out what the hell happened. If from there, you may want to leave them if they, they were out on a killing spree, decapitating people or something.
But it depends on why, though.
Consider trial separation, But
Yellow Pages,
you just show up.
Counselor, divorce lawyer,
or you just find out. Do you need help to hide the bodies?
Oh my God. How did we get here?
I'm sorry.
How did we get here?
No, but I don't...
Lonnie, are you okay?
I am
Should we change the topic right now?
Triggered? Are you triggered?
Oh, I'm good. Oh God.
Wow. What's coming to my mind is the scene from How to Get Away with Murder when they're trying to get rid of the body in the first season.
Remember that?
wrapping him up in the carpet. That sounds like something that Lonnie would do.
Well, you learn, don't, because the fragments and stuff. So you don't really use carpet. You use the plastic.
Is she for real right now?
And then after
because the carpet can leave the little fibers around.
Yeah, and they can trace the fibers.
Sam, please don't encourage.
But that's why Dexter. You ever watch Dexter? Dexter always
remember Dexter?
In plastic.
Always burn it in plastic, and you use that chemical for the bones or some crap like that.
Yeah.
Prayer is going to be extra long tonight.
Okay, Jam.
Wow.
I'd bail you out, Jam.
I'd bail you out. Of course.
You all know, just call me. Just call me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, would you ride on the back of a motorbike with your partner, Lo?
No.
I would if he knew how to ride one.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Would you?
I completely.
Really?
Yes, and my partner would bail me out of jail.
Aw, see?
I'd call and say, honey, I'm in jail. He'd just say, where are you?
Yeah, which one?
Which one? Jump in the car on the way.
Yeah.
Which account you want me to take the money out of? Let's go.
Hands down.
Which credit card you want me to bring? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To me, that's a no-brainer.
Well, for me, I guess my expectations are even higher because you should come down there roaring. My wife did nothing. Let her out right now. She's innocent right now. Regardless.
All of that.
She's justified.
All of that.
Yep.
All of that.
Yes, no, but maybe there's a side to you that he doesn't know about. The serial killer side. With all this fiber not detected and all that.
It was in How to Get Away with Murder. That's where you brought it up, Jam.
This trust thing is super interesting, right? Because do we trust our partners do we trust our partners and hold ourselves to the same standard?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think so, Jam. I don't think so. I think
I'm speaking for me.
Okay.
Yes, if I say something, I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm speaking for me.
I see it happen so often where this level of trust is expected, but you're not realizing that you're not giving back.
Reciprocating. Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Right? Yeah, like I expect my partner to that, whatever, like your phone codes, like to get into the phone. That's a big one, right? That's a huge one.
I don't have a phone code.
No?
No. Do I have to have a phone code?
I mean,
you don't have to
like you don't butt dial people accidentally.
What? No.
You don't like pocket dial people accidentally or anything.
Call nobody. A bare message. Everybody know me. Anybody who know me know I don't call people. That's not an issue.
So yeah, I see that happen so often where it's like, oh, can you believe this? He did this or that. Can you believe she did this or that? And I'm like, but you do this or that. You know, you do A and B, C.
Right.
X, Y, Z. Oh, but it's not the same. Wait, what? You know?
Yeah, double standard. How is it not the same?
Yeah.
You expect something from someone, so you should be able to reciprocate the same behavior to the person.
Right, exactly. And it may not be the exact same scenarios, right, guys? It may not be the exact same. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get to read his text messages, or but you're doing smooching with somebody at work, or you know what I mean, right. Or flirting with somebody at work. It may not be the same exact scenarios, but can you match up to those expectations as well that you have set?
And that's a very, very good point, where do as I say, not as I do type of thing. And with the whole phone thing, for me, I don't search people's phones.
No,
I don't. I don't want to know the code. Whatever you have in your phone, and I expect the same. It's my phone. If I want you to see something, I'll show it to you. But I could never understand, like you'll see women online, like on social media, saying, oh my goodness, I saw this, and this girl is in his DM or whatever. And I'm like, but how did you see the DM messages? I'm always puzzled. Like, how did you see that? Yeah. Or they'll, one of my friend told me she restarts her phone before she goes to bed at night. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, because if you restart the phone, when the phone comes back on, you have to put in the code. You can't use the fingerprint, because apparently they will, the person when you're asleep and take your fingerprint and open the phone.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, how do people think of these
things? That far?
Wow. Yeah.
If you have to take those kind of measures, then why bother?
It comes right back to trust, right? Right.
Why are you in a relationship if you have to restart your phone every night just so that your partner isn't able to get into your phone? Well, although they shouldn't be going into your phone, but
that's it, right? It's two sides to the story. One, he's going to that measure to search the phone, and you're going to that measure to hide what's in your phone.
Not let him get into the phone. Yeah, that's.
I feel like I feel like that scenario is like the story you read to us, Lo, is who betrayed who, right? Does she have something to hide? Why she doesn't want him to go into the phone, and him going into the phone is betraying her as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I hear you speaking, and I'm at the same time, I'm like, this goes both ways. This really goes both ways. That is tough.
Yeah, and how many people are together that shouldn't be together? That's what it boils down to. And like, there's so many trust issues on both sides.
So why are they together then? That's the
Right.
question.
That's
And
the
then
question.
Why are
and
people
then
together that don't trust each other? Why are they together?
for the
The
I
kids.
don't know. No, for the kids that happens so much. That's a whole
Oh,
episode.
yeah,
You know, an
Right?
episode on-
Part 2.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say for the tax benefits. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are together because they feel that's what needs to happen, or you know, they don't want to give
Society,
up the
family,
house.
the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the house.
Financial
There's
reasons.
We're talking about married couples or
Partners.
either or
Yeah.
partners. Yeah. I mean, um. Oh my gosh, I just lost my thought, guys.
Oh
I hate when
catch
that
it.
happens.
Oh no. Oh no.
no. Oh no.
Oh yeah. All right, somebody else speak. It's gonna come to me. So it was a good point too.
Mm.
Well, we were the valid thing is a lot of people stay together that probably shouldn't be together.
Mhm.
And we see it with and this got out of control in Jamaica recently, where the men were killing the women, their partners, for various reasons. When the woman tries to break up with them, or they suspect the woman was being suspect
Unfaithful.
unfaithfulness. So you're right, a lot of people are together that probably shouldn't be together, but it comes down to how do you learn to trust each other, because it's not something that just happens, right? It's
Yeah.
something that we're not taught how to trust your partner.
Well, like I said, a lot of past experiences create, whether it be other relationships, experiences with parents, watching your parents' relationship, whatever it is, there's a lot of other experiences that that factor into it. And I think history, personal history factors into it a lot. And then I think about scenarios where people trust too much, right? And it's like, okay, well, everybody comes knocking on my door telling me that he's cheating on me, but I trust him.
Right?
He's just not cheating.
They're lying, they're jealous.
Yes, why is life and relationships so complicated? You know? Like, do you throw all your trust in, or do you trust too much, or do you trust too little? And where's the right, like I said, where's that healthy line of trust? I don't freaking know.
So I'm just listening to you reel off all of that while it made me exhausted.
I
feel tired.
Yeah, that's why these
I
things
feel
are
tired.
so.
God no.
That's why relationships are so friggin' exhausted. And then that's not even bring money in. That's not even bring money into it, and bank accounts
Lord,
and trust
mercy.
around that. And people who hide money from their partner. Is that okay? And people who, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's a big one.
And it is a huge one. And trust and money can bring up so many sides of people that you've never seen before.
Money has caused a lot of relationships to end. A lot. That's true. Because when a husband trusts his wife with the finances, and 6 months down the road you realize she wasn't paying the mortgage, things like that, where you trusted your wife but she broke. Is
that for
trust.
real? Or are you just saying that?
No, real.
No way.
Real.
Of course.
Why would you jeopardize your home?
Just making
different things,
rational decisions. Yeah.
You know how many I've heard of stories where the partner comes home and everything's gone, the furniture, everything. They took the money and run. And gone.
Yep. But as soon as this is something else I stole from someone on social media. And it ties into where on our last episode where it's, the woman is to be submissive. But it said here, and I read real quick, y'all want a submissive woman, but you forget you have to be a righteous man. And that's why a lot of relationships have problems, where us women tend to be more aggressive than the men would like. It's because the men are to lead. That's how it was designed. That's fine. but it's because they're not doing their part why us women had to step up. And I will forever say that. And, you know,
Amen.
it says it's because being submissive does not mean to shut up and sit down. When you say so, it means to trust you to lead, protect, and provide. No woman is going to submit to a man who lies, acts controlling, or can't meet her emotional and spiritual needs. And that, I think, should be the foundation, especially when people are getting into a serious relationship, settling down, planning to get married, build a future together. I think this should be the foundation is, yes, I'm going to be submissive, but you have to step up. You have to learn how to lead, learn how to be righteous, learn how to provide. And the provide doesn't mean financial, which I got that part wrong, I'll be honest. It doesn't mean you provide financially. It's okay if the woman makes more money than the man. That's perfectly fine. But he still needs to provide that stability, that foundation, that level of respect for the home, for the wife, you know, for the family. And that is where I think a lot of people get it really wrong. Because I'll admit, I got it wrong initially.
So you're saying it's not about earnings, which I agree with wholeheartedly. No. It's not about rank and file in your professional career. It's not about that.
No.
You're saying that he needs to establish a level of respect for himself, or he needs to...
and the family. Because give you an example. The stay-at-home husband and the wife who works out. Just because she works, get up every morning, goes to work, come home, la, 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 doesn't mean he's not the man of the house.
Agreed.
Right? He's still the man of the house. And that's where I think a lot of people got it wrong. Where, well, I'm bringing home the bacon, then I should have the last say.
Yeah. A lot of that is about... it's around gender norms, right? It's around gender norms.
The man brings home the bacon, he provides.
Yeah, it's like
that's why you hear it doesn't specify that he provides spiritually or mentally or whatever. It's just financially. So that's what everybody focuses on. It's a financial aspect of him providing and nothing else.
True.
Yeah. And that's
blame society.
Society. I think this topic need a part 2. I think it does. Because you know, we have gotten there's so much more to talk about, you know. I think I see a part 2 in our future.
Because I would love to explore more that whole submissiveness. I know we talked about it last episode as well, and I understand, but I just feel like yes, right? I just want to drill down into that topic. You know?
Let's see if we can find a couple more men to bring on for our next episode and talk about this. I can't even say it. Submissive.
It's so hard. It's so hard. And you know, for someone like me, there's just so much involved in it. For somebody like me who's been a single mom for so long, and it's just that stuff doesn't come easily. You know what I mean? It doesn't come easily. Anyway, I can go on and on and on and on. I just want to mention one thing that my dear friend Maggie always says, and she says it not just about your romantic partnerships, but everything, parental relationships, familial relationships. She always says, trust is earned, not given.
Yes. Amen, Maggie. Amen.
So those will be my parting pearls of wisdom borrowed from my friend.
My parting words: women, always have your parachute, boo. Always have your parachute.
I like that so much. It's so hard. It's so complicated. Everything is complicated.
What say you, Jem?
I don't know. We never know what our parting words.
Then we're not just creative now.
We're not so deep like we know.
Oh,
well, I think for me, as you said, trust is earned and it's over time. So it's actions for me. You may
Love
say something, but it's the way you act. Yeah. So I look at your actions and I say, oh well, you came through on that, so I can trust you to come through on this or that or something bigger. So for me, it's action and keeping your word.
Okay.
But you said there's levels to this shit.
Oh,
yeah, girl.
All right. Well, that was good. I really see a part 2. I see a part 2 coming up shortly. Stay tuned.
Okay. Thank you,
everyone.
friends. Thank you for listening to us on another episode of the Sister Friends podcast. Listen to us talk about any and everything.
Right.
So you want to give everybody our handles to follow us on social media?
Sure. Follow us, Sister Friends Podcast. That's for Instagram. Sister Friends Pod, that's for Twitter, and Sister Friends Podcast on Facebook. And always, subscribe on YouTube, and we're also on the Amazon platform.
Subscribe and like.
Absolutely. Cheers.